Welcome once again to your marriage channel. This is Agre, and please thank you so much for always watching the videos. Keep the comments coming. Make sure you subscribe and invite your friends to be part of this movement of building healthy and successful marriages. Today I want to talk about how to handle disagreements in a marriage. How to handle disagreements in marriage. Number one, understand that marriages are inevitable. They are unavoidable. They will always come. That is the first thing you need to understand. Marriages are unavoidable. In other words, they will always be there. Rather, disagreements will always be there. So it is good to understand that marriage brings two different individuals together. And remember, all of you have grown up from different backgrounds, from different families. Therefore, you have a different perspective of things. You always have different opinions on how you view things. So that automatically means disagreements are going to be there. And therefore, as a person who is getting married or who is married already, understand that disagreements are a norm in a marriage and you always encounter them. What is more important is how you will handle them. So number one, have an expectation that the disagreements are going to be there, and therefore they should not be a surprise unto you. That, me and my spouse, me and my wife have disagreed. That's normal. We have to disagree because we have grown up from different grounds. So we have interacted with different people, and we have had different life experiences, and of course this have shaped how we think and how we look at things. So it is okay for me to disagree with my wife, and whenever we disagree, it comes not as a surprise. So one way to handle disagreements is make sure you can expect them. When you expect something, it doesn't always overtake you. It doesn't always come as a surprise to you. Number two, learn to always agree to disagree. Very important. Always learn to agree to disagree. Now that's very, very important in marriage, because this is about respecting each other's opinion. It's about respecting each other's opinion or on the subject matter. There is no wrong idea. There is no wrong idea. It is just different from yours. I want you to understand that there is no wrong idea. It's just different from yours. How then do you proceed after you have disagreed? For example, on where to take your children to school. You say, my children should go to Namilyango. The other one says, my children should go to Namagunga. So you have this discussion. You fail to agree on the matter. How do you proceed? Now, one of us has to let go. One of us has to let go. Now, depending on the subject matter, it is better that the spouse who is an authority on the subject be allowed to have his way. Of course, being in a home, being in a family, all of us have an authority in certain areas. For example, my wife has an authority in the kitchen. So if I say today we have to eat chicken and she insists we have to take groundnuts, if we don't agree on which one to have, I would probably allow it, because the chicken, rather in the kitchen, she's an authority there. I hope you understand that. So we have areas in our relationships where each one of us is an authority, and therefore it's better that when you choose to agree to disagree, that the person with an authority on the subject matter being discussed, whether you could not come to an agreement, have his way into it. The other spouse's opinion that wasn't taken should also support the idea. In other words, if in case you have to let go, in case you have to say, no, my husband has an authority on this, therefore let my opinion don't count now. You don't stop it there. You have to support the person whose opinion has been considered, because whatever comes out of your disagreement, when you choose to agree to disagree, it is for the better of your family, it is for the better of your marriage. So even when your opinion doesn't make its way through, so make sure the opinion that has been granted access, that has been granted a go-ahead, is supported, to make sure it yields fruit for the entire family. Because whatever comes of that will affect you both. So it's better that even when your opinion doesn't go through, you remain supportive. So agree to disagree. Lastly, I want to talk about compromise. Handling disagreements has to do a lot with compromise. Now, compromise simply means finding a middle ground. Finding a middle ground between you and your spouse, wishes, opinions, and ideas. You know, every one of us as a couple, as a spouse, we are working towards the development of our family. We are working to bring our family together. So in case you don't agree on which way to take, there has to be a compromise. Finding a middle ground. Understand, because when you compromise, it helps you to see the other people's perspectives and understand where they are coming from. It helps you to understand your spouse's perspective and understand where they are coming from, and understand that your opinion is as good as theirs. So that really gives you enough information to be able to make decisions with enough information at your disposal. So compromise is very important. Finding a middle ground will help you a lot in overcoming most of the problems and the disagreements that you are going through. Again, compromise will help you to keep with an open mind. Having an open mind. It's not a must that your idea must have its way always. No. Sometimes you'll bring it and then it may not work. Sometimes it will go through. So having a heart of compromise is understanding that each one of us are working for the better of our home. So your spouse's idea was for the better, my idea was for the better, and therefore when we bring together and find a common ground, it satisfies each one of us. Lastly, understand that you cannot always have it your way. You cannot always have it your way. So it's not a must that whatever you bring must go through. No. So that's what we call compromise. So 3 things on how you can handle your disagreements. Number 1, understand the disagreements are inevitable. They will always come. Number 2, always agree to disagree. Number 3, compromise. Be ready to compromise and find a middle ground to make sure each one's wishes are considered. Thank you. Wish to see you in another video. Subscribe and invite your friends.